Hi, my name is Riley Allen. This is my review of the 1939 film The Wizard of Oz. So we start off with in Kansas. I'm assuming it's the U.S. state Kansas. Like just broad the state Kansas and not Kansas, Missouri. So we meet Dorothy. She is our main character, and her dog Toto. Toto is wanted by this woman. Can't remember her name, but she's wanted because Toto bit her. Can't remember why. And so she's got a sheriff's order to take the dog, which assumably to be put down. Dorothy is understandably not happy. That's her dog. And she's like, I don't know how old she's supposed to be in this movie, but I'm assuming young-ish. I also don't know how old the actress was when she played her. Didn't look that up. But I'm assuming the way she's supposed to be played, she's supposed to be at least younger than 18. At the least. So she runs away with Toto and she meets this charlatan fortune teller, which, they're all charlatans. And he basically, uses his powers to convince her to go back home by saying, "Oh, your aunt, she's gonna be worried sick. She's worried sick." But they get caught up, but Toto and Dorothy get caught up in a tornado, and what proceeds to happen is the rest of the movie is just Dorothy's concussed fever dream. I'm pretty sure that's just what it is. Like, in the grand scheme of things, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Her concussed fever dream. So she wakes up in this land of color, and I do love that when it switches from Oz to from Kansas. Kansas is dark, dreary, kind of brown, all mostly brown. Not quite black and white, but not colorful. While all the color is in Oz. And she meets the Munchkins. And the Good Witch, Glinda the Good Witch, or whatever. And she finds out that she killed the Wicked Witch of the East, or something like that. And the Wicked Witch of the West is, pissed. Now, the Wicked Witch of the West wants her sister's ruby slippers. She goes to grab the ruby slippers, but they disappear. Like, everything. The shoes, the feet they were attached to, they just disappear. And this witch just like, the slippers are gone. Your sister's legs are gone. What the fuck? And now they're on Dorothy's feet, and Dorothy needs to go to meet the Wizard of Oz so she can figure out a way to go home. So we got a good little song about following the yellow brick road after, we got The Witch is Dead. This movie is, I think, one of the most quotable movies because we got Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead or something like that. That variation, I think it's from this. We got Toto, We're Not in Kansas Anymore. I'll Get You, My Pretty, and Your Little Dog, Too. I'm Melting. What a world, what a world, what a world. Lions, Tigers, and Bears, Oh My. Pretty sure that's what this one too. Anyway, so she starts following the yellow brick road, and she did exactly what I would do. Despite not having to, she found the very starting point of the yellow brick road. And now it kind of makes me question, where does the red brick road lead to? So she goes and meets the Scarecrow, and the Scarecrow doesn't have any. And we get into a song about the Scarecrow, and the Scarecrow doesn't have any brains. They eventually get into a scuffle with these apple trees, which sends them kind of barreling into the Tin Man. We get, we help oil him up and get him de-rusted or whatever, and he gives us a song about he doesn't have a heart. We eventually meet the Cowardly Lion, and, same spiel. He joins the crew and to see the Wizard of Oz and, gives us a song about how he doesn't have no courage. They eventually make it to the Wizard of Oz and they get another song. No, in between they take a little cat nap in the poppy fields. Before eventually getting all groomed. In the case of Dorothy and the Cowardly Lion, all buffed up in the case of Tin Man, and all fluffed up with more straw in the case of the Scarecrow. So the wizard says that you need to bring me the broom of the Wicked Witch of the West. So they set out to do that. Dorothy, kind of gets captured a bit. And this is the thing. I never kind of realized it, but the way she ends up kind of... The Cowardly Lion, Tin Man, and Scarecrow all go in through her. And, it took all the things they said they lacked. It took heart to go into the place. It took courage. And, the plan, even if it wasn't, the most convolutive of plans, it still took brains to make those plans. So, it just proved that they had what they seeked all along, in a sense. Or at least that's kind of the way I thought it. They eventually defeat her by throwing water on her, which basically, holy shit, she must be rank as hell. Because if she's gone her whole life without not having to touch water, whew. Or was this just some special water? Was this the holy water that she just kept around because, for reasons? Maybe she kept some... I'm pretty sure it's just regular water, but let's say it's holy water. She kept it around because I'm assuming the good witch could also be melted by water. But I'd find it funny if each of the witches had that one specific thing that could kill them. Otherwise, they're immortal. And the Wicked Witch of the East's one problem would be falling on houses. I just imagine them going up to some grand thing and being like, all right, what is our one weakness? Falling houses. Falling houses. Ha! There's never gonna be falling houses. And then her sister comes up. What's my weakness? Water. 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 It might not even be water. It could just be liquid. I'm really confused, man. It's funny as hell, but So they end up bringing the broom, and the wizard's like, oh, yeah, this is great boom, whatever. I need to have a day to think about this. Toto exposes his ass, pulling the curtain back, literally. And he proceeds to pull the bag of bullshit out, the black bag of bullshit. And I say that because, he proceeds to bullshit his way and be like, oh, you... Basically saying what I said, oh, you had all along, And I'm just sitting here thinking, damn, what he was saying was right, he wasn't saying it in the greatest way, but, like, I'm sure he could easily become the leader of Oz, or at least by, spiritual bullshit alone. Because the three amigos over there really seemed to buy into it. Anyway, he reveals that he was also from Kansas and that he blew in on a hot air balloon, which he kept, and he offered to take Dorothy and Toto home. Toto escapes and Dorothy tries to get him, but the hot air balloon leaves. But not before he appoints Scarecrow, Tin Man, and the Lion to lead Oz now. And I need to know, is Oz, does that mean they lead the entire land of Oz or just this one little city? Because is Oz the world or is Oz the city? And either way, they're all getting overthrown in like a week. Like, no, yeah, they're definitely getting overthrown in a week. Why are we taking orders from a scarecrow, from a lion, from a tin man? They don't even live here. They weren't even, they just waltzed in into power. Which I'm pretty sure that's probably what the Wizard of Oz did, but still. So the good witch rocks up and says, you know, you could have always gone home. You always had the power to go home. Just tap your heels and say, I want to go home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home, or whatever. And, you know, just like the Tin Man, Scarecrow, and Cowardly Lion, her journey was to realize that, you know, home is where the heart is and whatever. You know, it's just... And I can't remember the full quote, but Dorothy says, if I ever want, like, adventure or something like that, I'll look no closer than my own backyard or something like that. If I want something, I'll look no further than my own backyard. I can't remember if it was adventure or something else. So she wakes up and, you know, from her concussion fever dream, her brain damage fever dream, and, you know, everybody's there, and she's like, and you were there? And you were there? And you were there? Oh, you gotta believe me. You know, she starts talking about the land of, you know, concussions and whatnot. You know, fever dreams, to end all fever dreams. And and that's how it ends. It kind of ends on a high note with her saying, you know, that she'll never leave the farm and whatnot. Overall, I really love this movie, and it was nice, whimsical, and fun. Maybe it's because I came off of just watching Matilda, but it doesn't seem... I can't rank it higher than what I ranked Matilda, and I think I gave that an 8 out of 10. So this one is a 7 out of 10. Thanks for watching the video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you want, and I'll see you in the next video.